Violet is no longer just a cadet struggling to survive. She's caught between two worlds. On one side is Navarre's leadership, a system that has lied to its people and refuses to acknowledge the rising venin threat. On the other is Xaden and his rebellion, a group preparing for a war that most of Navarre doesn't even believe is coming. Her loyalty, strength, and survival skills are tested like never before. After the unexpected venin and wyvern attack, Basquiat tries to cover up the truth. The official story? A training accident. Violet knows better. She saw the venin with her own eyes. She fought them, and she knows that if nothing is done, Navarre is doomed. She's furious, but she has to play smart. If she openly challenges leadership, she risks being silenced permanently. Xaden pulls Violet aside and tells her it's time to make a choice. Either she stays in the dark or she steps into the rebellion fully. He gives her an offer. Join him on a dangerous mission beyond Navarre's borders to find proof of the venin's return. Something undeniable, something leadership can't ignore or cover up. But if she's caught, she'll be branded a traitor. Before she agrees, Violet demands the full truth. Xaden finally tells her about his father, his past, and why he leads this rebellion. He reveals that Navarre executed his family and many others who had knowledge of the venin because they refused to obey orders that would weaken the kingdom. The rebellion isn't about revenge, it's about survival. For the first time, Violet sees him fully, not just as a ruthless warrior, but as someone who has lost everything and is willing to fight for what's right. She makes her decision. She's going with him. Violet, Xaden, and a select group of riders secretly leave Basquiat at night, flying toward a hidden outpost where the rebellion has been gathering intelligence. Tern and Scale fly in perfect unison, their deep bond mirroring the connection growing between Violet and Xaden. But this isn't just a scouting mission, it's a test. Xaden needs to know, is Violet truly ready for war? As they fly further from Basquiat, the reality of Navarre's lies becomes clear. Entire villages have been wiped out, their lands drained of magic, a clear sign of venin attacks. But Navarre never reported any of it. Violet's anger grows. How many innocent people have been sacrificed to maintain a lie? Xaden brings Violet to a secret stronghold, where riders who refuse to follow Navarre's leadership have been training in preparation for war. Among them, more riders bonded to dragons that should have been executed after the rebellion. Violet realizes that Navarre has been lying about more than just the venin. They've been hunting their own people. While investigating the outpost's intelligence reports, Violet uncovers something far worse than she expected. The venin aren't just feeding on magic from the land. They are experimenting on dragons, capturing them, corrupting them, trying to turn them into something darker, more powerful. And if they succeed, Navarre won't stand a chance. Violet and Xaden argue over what to do next. She wants to return to Basquiat with this information, to force leadership to acknowledge the truth. Xaden doesn't believe they'll listen. He wants to strike first, to sabotage the venin's plans before they can finish their twisted experiments. Violet knows it's dangerous, but she refuses to stand back and do nothing. So she makes a bold decision. She's going on the mission, with or without him. Under cover of night, Violet and a small team sneak into a venin stronghold. What they find inside is worse than their nightmares. Captured dragons lie in chains, their bodies twisted from dark magic. Their riders are dead, their bonds broken, leaving them in agony. Before they can react, they're ambushed. Violet, Xaden, and their small team are surrounded. The venin stronghold was a setup all along. They knew the riders were coming. Violet fights with everything she has, but the venin are too many, too strong. And then one of them targets Andarna. That's when everything changes. Andarna isn't just a baby dragon. When the venin try to drain her magic, something ancient and terrifying awakens inside her.
She erupts in golden energy, freezing time for a few precious seconds, just long enough for Violet and her team to strike back and escape.
But this power is dangerous. Andarna collapses after using it, her body weakened. Violet realizes Andarna has been hiding what she truly is. The battle isn't over. even with Andarna's power, the venin are still on their heels, hunting them through the night. One by one, riders fall, friends die. Violet pushes herself past her limits, channeling her lightning like never before, but she's not strong enough to fight forever. Tarn and Scale barely manage to get them out. When they finally land at the rebel outpost, Violet collapses from exhaustion. Violet wakes up in a haze, her body battered from battle. Xaden is by her side, furious that she risked herself, furious that he almost lost her. But before they can even process what happened, the outpost is attacked. Not by venin, by Navarre's forces. They've been betrayed. Violet and Xaden barely escape the burning outpost, but others aren't so lucky. Some of Xaden's rebels are captured, others are executed on the spot. They race back to Basgiath, pretending nothing happened, but the walls are closing in. Someone within the War College knows what they've been doing. And now, Navarre is hunting them. Violet is summoned to her mother's war room. General Lilith Serengale knows something is wrong. She demands to know where Violet has been, why her power is growing so quickly, why her allegiances seem to be shifting. Violet lies to her face. She has no choice. If her mother finds out the truth about the rebellion, she'll be executed on the spot. But Lilith doesn't believe her. Xaden and Violet meet in secret with the remaining rebels. The venin are moving faster than expected. The kingdom isn't ready for war. And now that Navarre is cracking down on their operations, they have only one choice. They need to act first. Violet agrees to help lead the next mission, a strike against a venin-controlled city where they believe Navarre's own government has been trading with the enemy. The corruption runs deeper than they thought. Before leaving, Violet returns to see her sister, Mira. She doesn't tell her everything, but Mira knows something is happening. "You're different," she tells Violet, "stronger, harder." And then, "If you ever need me, Violet, really need me, I will come." Violet doesn't realize it then, but this is the last time they'll see each other before war truly begins. Violet and Xaden leave under cover of darkness, their dragons flying silently through the night. They are no longer just students. They are leaders in a war that hasn't officially begun. But it doesn't matter anymore, because after what she's seen, after what she's lost, Violet will never stop fighting for the truth, for her dragons, for the future of Navarre, and she knows this mission will change everything. One way or another, what's next? Will Violet uncover proof of Navarre's corruption? And when war finally breaks out, will Violet be strong enough to survive?